Commission work session December 10th, 2018 to order. Where is Bob?
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
District 1, Mr. Rich.
Present.
District 2, Mr. Venable.
Present.
District 3, Ms. Gilbert.
Present.
District 4, Mr. Sisk.
Present.
Chairman also present.
We'll have our prayer, Mr. Porter, and our pledge, Mr. Sill.
God our Father, we're blessed to be here. We're thankful to be citizens of this great county and this great country. We thank you for all the blessings that you give us, especially this time of year, God. We pray that you will be with us and help us to all have a giving and loving heart for others. We pray that we'll continue to be your servants. Watch over those that are administering over this county. We pray for those commissioners and their families that they'll make good decisions for the county and for the people of the county. Watch over us and guide us every day. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I want to apologize for everybody. We didn't really realize that this many people would be here, and this ain't our normal meeting place, but we wanted to make sure that everybody can fit in and try to be as comfortable as you can. And then we also have James Carr here. He's a Scottsboro High School student who won his election at school, and he come down to Shadow today, so just want to tell him I appreciate him coming. All right, we're going to start off with public comments from citizens. The first one up is J.P. Parson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and appreciate the county commissioners who come before you to speak about the American Crappie Trail and a travel writer, an outdoor writer that's coming in to write on this, and he also has plans to write on several different articles. He's a very prolific writer, and I sent out an email earlier that I hope you may have received and seen some of the articles that he has written, but I have a list of the numerous magazines and websites and things, and blogs and other articles that he's written. He's also a extremely good photographer, and his photographs have traveled nationally, actually. But his name's Troy Basso. And if you haven't seen his articles, I'm going to send the most recent article that he wrote on our lake, Lake Gonnersville, and it happened earlier in 2018, earlier this year. But in it, he also he stayed at the cabins, and he ate at KC's, he ate at the docks. He took pictures of the cabins and also put the address in there for those that, and had a high review of those cabins while he was here. Something like this, when a writer of his nature that writes for several different magazines, both nationally, regionally, and locally, are worth thousands of dollars. I can, for example, we pay $3,000 to $5,000 just for a little half-page ad. This is full-page ads talking about our lake and our area. So I'd just like to pass this down, and Danny, I'd like to show you that. There's several articles there, if you wouldn't mind just taking a look at that. You'll see those pictures of the cabin and everything. But what Mr. Basso is asking is, and I know by law, there's no comp rooms at Jackson County Park, but by law, if we can show value, which we're showing here with the articles and the photographs and things that he's made throughout that, because now I'm receiving other articles that he's written on other lakes and showing what he can do and how he can promote our area in a great way. This will more than pay for a 4-night stay at Jackson County Park, and that's what he's asking for.
Okay. 4-night stay.
Yeah, actually, he's got a list of the different articles that he's planning on writing about Jackson County. Guntersville Lake on the Fly, crappie fishing, Guntersville Lake, Lake Guntersville Crappie. The American Crappie Trail is the name of it, and it's going to have over 250 boats in it, with 500 fishermen staying with us. He also does podcasts. It says, "Why is Scottsboro the quintessential fishing town?" And he would like one of our county officials to be a part of that podcast, particularly one that likes to fish. Someone that likes to fish, someone that likes to talk about how their experience in fishing on Lake Guntersville, and then professional crappie fishing on the Tennessee River. But that is his request, and that's why I'm coming before the county commission to get the approval to let that trade out happen. We can provide other value, the amount that he's paid for these articles that he writes. If that would help, I can provide also amounts that are charged by other magazines just for me to come in and promote ourselves, promote our cabins. And that's one thing that I think will help Jackson County Park and the beautiful cabins that we have out there, if we get the right promotion and get the right word out to the right people.
You mentioned the dates that he...
Yes, the dates that he's asking for is February 13th through Sunday, February 17th. That's in February. That's usually a slow time of the year. But I want to see Jackson County Park succeed. I want to see those cabins get booked so solidly that you can't hardly get into the cabins. But that's important to me, and to see how that will help grow and possibly even create a need for more cabins out there.
I think Mr. Porter would have to chime in on this to make sure. I know we can't give a thing of value, and a night rental is a thing of value, so how would we?
Yeah, we've discussed this before, and just comping rooms, we can't give away rooms.
Yeah, this would.
But if we can show that it is, provides a public service to the county benefits, then legally you can do that. So you can swap that out for the,
Cost of advertising?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Receive a benefit is the main thing.
I wasn't sure.
What was the best method to show that, just to show his?
Sure. Well, at the time the county votes on it, if the commission approves it, and Mr. Barnes approves it, then the motion would just need to contain the appropriate language that there is a public benefit conferred on the county.
Yeah, that is a very good point, Mr. Ford, because if the cabins aren't available, it's a moot point.
That possibly may be the issue.
That's right.
Carl, was
I-
they were pretty well booked, he thought, because
Yeah.
of Valentine's Day.
Right,
But I'm not gonna say it specifically, that's correct.
I understand that. So,
Yes, we can check with Carl, and our next meeting will be the 31st, Bob?
Before
Okay, so
Christmas.
next week. that's
Work
right.
session.
Well, we'll have a work session meeting again. So we can get with Mr. Barnes and find out, and then we'll put it on the next meeting.
and any other information you need from me, I'd be glad to supply that to you.
That'll be the 17th, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you again for allowing me to speak and make that request.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Christy Crabtree.
I'm Christy Crabtree. I'm the director at Jackson County DHR, and I know I've spoken to a couple of y'all over the last week or so. I spoke to Mr. Rich last week, and he invited me to come to the meeting today, just to kind of give, I guess, our point of view on our current situation with our lease. You know, our building is set up so that we can best meet the needs of our community. The community that we serve. We have visitation rooms, we have an outside play area for our children and our families. Our building is secured so that our staff will be safe, the visitors will be safe, and also that our documents will remain confidential. We've been in our building for well over 25 years. The community knows where we're located. It's a good location. People know how to find it. I think there's been some things said that we wanted to relocate, and that's not the case. We're happy where we're at so that we can provide the services to our community that they need. We have 42 employees in our office. We investigate reports of child abuse and neglect, adult abuse and neglect. We provide protective services to children and their families, and we have over 100 children in foster care in Jackson County. We have a little over 2,000 child support cases, and we have over 6,000 families that receive food stamps in our county. We have 52 families that receive family assistance in our county. We infused in this county over $14 million last year. So we want to continue to provide the services where we're at. The county directors before me and I have always made sure that that building is maintained and taken care of. We've never asked anything of the county commission in regards to taking care of our building, and we want to stay there. We've paid for everything that's needed to keep our building going. I have with me here today Paul Butler, he's the Deputy Commissioner, and Stephen Tandett, Assistant Attorney General. So they're here to answer any questions that I may not be able to answer. But I just wanted to come today and let you know that we don't want to move, that we're happy where we're at and we're able to meet the services that the people in this county need and desire. Thank you.
Mr. Butler?
Pardon me?
Paul Butler?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm over here for any questions you may have. I understand that there is some questions regarding the structure of bond buildings, how those are created, how those are financed. So if you have any questions of those, I'm here. I'm the Deputy Commissioner for Field Administration, and I'm over at the county directors. I'm also interim Deputy Commissioner of the General Services, which involves our housing and building requirements and those kind of things. I do want to recognize there's several employees from your local office here. Can you raise your hands, please? Ladies and gentlemen, these constituents of yours do a great service to this community. They go into abusive, neglected homes. They help families that are in need of help. Even though they sometimes have to take children into care, they do what they have to do to put those kids back in those families when it's safe to do so. There is our family assistance program, where they are helping families with some monetary needs. There is our food assistance program, where thousands of households, thousands of clients are served daily. And those clients come into the buildings where the building is now housed. They know where that building is. They know how to get to that building. The building is safe. And Christy has done a magnificent job at making sure that she communicates those needs with us at the state office, and we're there to assist her in getting those needs met as anything comes as the needs for that building. I can't tell you what kind of services that your local employees give to the clients in this area. And if you have any questions regarding how we go about doing those bonds, how the building in Jackson County came to be, and the structure of how those bonds are created, I'm here to answer those questions.
I'll just give out, I got a copy of the original contract.
Yes, sir.
I'll just give it out to each one of the commissioners to look over. It's pretty self-explanatory
Yes, sir.
on how it works. I don't think it, speak for myself, but I don't think if anytime anybody's ever said anything about evicting DHR. What we're looking at is, the contract has come to its end as far as what we agreed upon.
Yes, sir.
And we just wanted to relook at the rental rates to see
Yes, sir.
if that's feasible, if that's where we need to stay at, or we need to change.
Yes, sir.
So that's kind of where we're at now, is,
Okay.
it's just going through that to, come into some negotiations about the rent. But as far as, removing anybody, we hadn't even discussed it as far as we've got.
Yes, sir. And I believe Mr. Tandet, who is one of our assistant attorney generals, is talking to Mr. Portman. Porter, excuse me. Terribly sorry, sir. So we look forward to continuing with those negotiations to make sure that we can go ahead and maintain our staff in that very safe and nice building.
Does any other commissioners got anything?
Card you could leave for us?
I definitely do.
Yeah, I just want to support what you said. I mean, the service that DHR provides for our county, I mean, is greatly needed and appreciated. And I'm glad that there's people that are willing and able to do that work, because I know it's hard work. And it was never the commission's intent or desire for them to leave that building or to move. We're just, the way I understood the contract, after the bond payment was paid, then the county extended for 2 years, two 5-year
Yes, sir.
leases at $1 a square foot.
Yes, sir.
And we're outside of that.
Yes, sir.
That 10 years has passed, the 15 years from the bond payment has passed, so we're just looking at renegotiating the future rental of that property.
Yes, sir.
Well, I would echo what they said, but I work with DHR, and we can't say enough about them because I'm a teacher. They help many students in my area, so I do agree with that totally, and never once were we planning to evict or anything, it's just a negotiation. We want to make that clear.
I received several phone calls, as my fellow commissioners and Mr. Chairman has just spoke about. I went over today and met with Haley, met with Christie, and we looked over things. And as they have stated, all the employees do an outstanding job. You know, we don't want to see anything pushed out. But, you know, it comes to a time where sometimes you gotta renegotiate the contract on what's best for the people of Jackson County also, and that's what we want to do. And I want you all to know that my phone is always open. And the phone calls I received, there was nothing wrong with that. That's your privilege. That's showing you care about the HR. And we're glad to have you here tonight, and hopefully we can move forward with some decision.
Yes, sir. Well, on behalf of the State Department of Human Resources, I extend my appreciation to the staff here. They have hard jobs, Commissioner, very hard jobs. We're here to support them, and we're here to support you.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Stephen Tandet?
Commissioners, I'm here as DHR counsel. I am Assistant Attorney General for the state. I'm assigned to DHR as counsel. I've been dealing with Mr. Porter for many months, and will continue at his request, I believe, to deal with the county through him. So everything I do would be in response to what DHR needs and what Mr. Porter represents as the commission's negotiation. I'm really not here to speak on anything other than answer questions if you have any.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Well, we'll move on to discussion items. Number one is the DHR lease agreement. Oh, okay. I thought we were, sorry about that. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda for December? And a motion in a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We'll move on to discussion items. DHR lease agreement. I think, at this time, we just need to,
I would like to read what you gave us just prior to the meeting first.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, we can, let y'all look at what's here.
Mr. Porter, we had previously, when Mr. Ashton was the appointed chairman, had made a motion and passed to have him enter into negotiations with, will that still stand with the current chairman? Or do we need to redo that to have the chairman?
No, it was, the motion was really, although it named Mr. Ashburn, it was for the chairman.
Okay.
So Mr. Guffey can continue with that, to continue with those negotiations.
Okay, well, we'll put this on next week's meeting.
Work session, maybe.
Next week's work session, and we're gonna have a work session and meeting again next week. That way to give y'all time to read over if there's any questions. Second is Revenue Commissioners discretionary fund to be provided raise to of his employees. Is everybody here prepared to vote on that? Any further discussion about that?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to table that and put it maybe on the work session, have more discussion on it. That's okay.
So you want to put it on
Next week's.
Next
next
week.
week's work session?
And I would appreciate that, because I haven't had a moment to deal with that during personal business.
Next be Public Works dump truck rotation. Mr. Campbell?
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. I'm gonna come a little closer. I'll be referencing this document, which you should find in your packets. It's basically time for dump truck rotation. These are the heavy-duty trucks that you guys are probably familiar with that we rotate annually. Also included is a proposal. Just as a reminder, last year, Mr. Russwood was here personally to go over this proposal and guarantee. And it was a 3-year service agreement included. That'll be on the last paragraph of this. So in with that was reduced commission rate for transportation and cleanup, and then also a guarantee on purchase price reimbursement for the next 3 years. So this proposal is updated with the current numbers. This front page is essentially a summary sheet of what the new trucks will cost us, and just kind of a reminder on how that proposal works.
Was your department pleased with how that worked last year?
Yes, it was better. It was better on us as far as the transportation and cleanup. We went ahead and washed the trucks and had them clean but not detailed, and then it's less demanding on our staff of the transportation.
I know it's shorthanded.
Others. And it's a very attractive commission rate versus previous auction avenues we've gone. So these folks are in state. It's the same auction company that handles the state equipment. And if you know, it's our intent to line up with spring auction time. So that's typically when contracting forces are building their equipment inventory for the summer work.
We got any questions for Mr. Campbell on the dump truck rotation?
This seems to be a good thing. I mean, it's saving us money in the long run by having these people come up here and pick them up and take care of it. And we don't have no liability in transporting them whatsoever, so this is good for the next 2 years. Is that right, Jonathan?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any questions, Mr. Campbell? If not, we'll go ahead and put it on the next meeting. Yeah. Thank you. Next item is 2019 state holidays, including Good Friday, possible resolution concurring with state and federal holidays. Basically, what this is, if we done it this way, we wouldn't have to approve this every year. We'll do a resolution, correct, Mr. Porter, we'll do a resolution to accept the state holidays. And once it's done, it's done unless we want to make changes. Now, there'll be a couple, you know, here and there we may have to add, or, you know.
Yeah, when we get extra days
Yeah.
when the holiday fall on Tuesday or
Right.
Thursday.
But other than that, if we do a resolution to accept these as a state holiday, we wouldn't have to do it every year. It kind of just keep us from having to do the same thing over and over again.
You would need to accept Mardi Gras, because I think that is state holiday, which we don't observe.
Right.
I think Discussion is about adding Good Friday.
What's on this list of what we've done in the past.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. He said we'd have to accept it if we did that.
Y'all wanna look at this and then put it on the next work session?
let's do
Give
that.
you time to look at it.
Now, does this cover what we talked about the other day with the George Bush?
It
holiday?
would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you approve federal holidays, that would be the complication is when the federal government closes down for whatever purpose and declares it a holiday. And then you have to decide whether it's a holiday or is it, if the government shut down because of budget problems. But if you accept the state holiday schedule, then I think you're a lot safer with that.
The question was though the other day is were we observing that day today or not, so we would not cover that.
Well, if the state,
If the state observed it, then it would cover it.
Yes. If you adopt the state holiday schedule.
But then if they in the middle of the year observe something like that, then it would go for us also.
Yes.
Put this on the next work session.
Please.
all right. Number 5 is holiday policy on the employee's birthday. This is something that was brought to my attention. Like I said, there again, we could put it on the next work session, give you a little more time to look at it. But I just wanted to bring it up tonight. It's, especially with the way our funds have been going, not been able to give raises out like we would to. It's just an extra benefit to have the county be more attractive. Put that on the next work session. All right. Mr. Campbell, you want to talk to the commissioners about the project bids, number 6?
Yes, sir. As you all recall, this was not administered by our office. It was an outside engineering firm, but bids were solicited and opened. There was a low bid received, only one bidder. It was approximately 10% over the estimated engineering cost for that project. I'll remind you that it is a state grant project, and we are guaranteed, the county is guaranteed no out-of-pocket cost for this project. You know, it's an industrial development for business opportunities. So, having said that, it does come with strict timelines, 120 calendar days, which will most likely start after the first of the year. It's approximately 70,000 cubic yards of dirt that has to be moved in that timeline. The dirt will be moved, most of it will be, the borrow excavation will be from the stockpile that's exposed to the weather. I think the risk for the county that comes in is we are the permit holder for the stormwater management plan. So the engineering firm and project inspection and project administration will be acting on our behalf. We will have some oversight, and ALDOT has recommended concurrence with awarding this to our bidder. So bid tabs have been checked. I don't see any outside reason why they shouldn't be allowed to have the work. I just think there's some concerns there, and it's going to take some diligence on our part to ensure that we abide by Clean Water Act and make sure there's no upset conditions out there and that it's managed properly.
And we have somebody on site during work, or you just want to spot check?
Yes, there will be someone, the engineering firm will have someone on site, and we will be an administrative role over the contract, but spot check will most likely be what our role is. The site lends itself to controlling stormwater. There are a lot of BMPs in place from the previous work that's gone on. There's also a lot of ground that's opened up now that could contribute to an upset condition. So I don't want to portray it as everything's just fine and that it can be pulled off with no problem. I think it can be done. I've had a conversation with the contractor. I've had a conversation with the engineering firm. I know that the industry is driving this timeline. It's very important to them, but I also know that we're in the wettest part of the year, and we've got 70,000 cubic yards of dirt to move in 4 months of the wettest part of the year. So,
Where is this at?
It's State Route 277, just south of Bridgeport.
Bridgeport property, okay. Well,
Would it be your recommendation to move forward this tonight? You feel comfortable with it?
I think their timeline is counting on us to move forward. Yes, sir.
But with the liability issues with the water and all that,
I don't see any way around any of that, to be honest with you.
Another would be to safeguard the county's liability.
we have, if you don't mind me interrupting, we have an indemnity agreement with the owner, that if it costs us anything, then they will reimburse us for whatever it costs us. And that would include stormwater problems. So we've got an indemnity agreement with the owner to move forward.
that sounds good to you?
Sounds good.
Any more questions on 277? If not, while you're up here, Mr. Campbell, we've
Yes,
got
sir.
the temporary employees for public works.
Yes, sir. In your packets, please find 3 letters dated December 10th, 2018. These letters are the results of the interview session held December 5th at the Public Works Department by the committee. And these are 3 recommendations from that committee to fill 3 of the 4 vacant temporary labor positions at Public Works.
Let's bring us up to don't we have 6?
We have
Position.
two currently serving, and then 4 vacant, so this will take care of 3 of those 4 vacancies.
Do we have any questions on it? Well, we'll move back to our meeting.
I think so.
Number 6 to the meeting also.
Yes.
And number 7.
Yeah, 57. All right, that concludes everything on our work session. If everybody's fine with it, I'll just make a motion, then we go right into our meeting. We get a motion to go right into the
I'll
meeting.
make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First, is motion to approve the surplus of the 3 dump trucks and the purchase of 3 dump trucks.
I'll make that motion.
I'll take the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Next will be a motion to award the State Route 277 contract to the lowest bidder.
I'll make that motion.
We get a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Last, we'll have a motion to approve the Jackson County Department of Public Works hiring committee selection for temporary labor positions.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Next, we'll have reports from staff, our county administrator,
Nothing today, sir. Thank you.
our county engineer,
No, sir, thank you.
Mr. Porter,
I don't have anything.
Rocky.
Yeah, the only thing I want to point out, I haven't spoken to the sheriff about this, but I think you feel the same way I do. We have a new, I don't know if it's policy, I don't know what it is, but where anybody coming back to work the doctor has to sign off on the full job description of what that employee does. I think that's a little asinine. We've taken care of that today. We had one went in for a minor procedure, was out for like a week, he missed a couple days of work. And I had to send a full job description over to the doctor to have him sign off on that, saying that he can come back to work at his full duties. It seems to me doctors are smart enough to understand that a deputy sheriff does the job of a law enforcement officer, and he doesn't need to sign off on a full job description each and every time somebody's off more than 3 days. So I just want y'all to think about that and maybe reconsider that.
You know anything? Michelle's not here, but, Carter, I'll get with Michelle and talk to her about it and find out.
I have relayed my feelings about that to her. She said that the county's been sued twice, but it's been previous, like 20 years ago, and that's why they're doing it. Again, seems asinine to me.
Thank you. If nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
You make a motion. I'll second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? We're adjourned.
Brad.